This is crazy. This is really crazy. I don't even know what to do. So, hi everybody, welcome to my channel. I've been debating on doing this for a little while now, and I was recently gifted this amazing camera. So I've decided to go ahead and pull the trigger and do it. So this will be one of my first videos. So today I just wanted to talk about the 5 things that I wish that I knew before I started studying for the Mcat. Things that probably would have made the first few months a lot easier for me, in my opinion. But a little bit about me. I am a non-traditional pre-med student in, I don't know which year of my gap year. I'm not really counting, to be honest. But currently studying for the Mcat and hoping to apply next year. So for the first thing I want to go over is less is more. In all aspects of studying, honestly, this whole process, less has been more for me, in my opinion. That being said, there's no need to overcomplicate things with study materials or, you know, just finding tons of resources and classes. Like, just unnecessary, because it will overload your mind and just make the whole process a lot more complicated than it needs to be. For instance, I had the Princeton Review program. I had people recommending me to do the Kaplan program, just all the books and things. That didn't really work for me. I noticed progress in my studying when I kind of stuck to one thing, which for me has been UWorld, the question bank, AAMC question bank, and just kind of doing regular practice exams. It's best to find things that work for you and, you know, just click with your learning style. So for the second thing, understanding that there is not one way to study. I would get so frustrated just asking like my peers and my friends, like, hey, how did you study for the Mcat if they'd already done it? And I would just get so many different answers, and I'm like, okay, what's going on here? I don't understand. Just give me like the bare bones, tell me what I need to do. And while it's, yes, the Mcat is a standardized exam, there's different content gaps among different people, because like I said, like, I'm not traditional. I'm years removed from my core sciences in undergrad, but there's some people who just took those classes last semester or are taking them now while they're studying, so it's a little bit fresher in their minds. So there's just not one size all fit thing that works for everybody. So you kind of have to figure out where you are and meet yourself where you are. So I'd say like something like taking a practice exam, where they have lots of diagnostic exams, different resources that offer that. Mostly AAMC would probably be your best bet to take one of their free practice exams, just to see where you are. And then you can go from there to figure out what exactly you need. Number 3, consistency is key. Just like everything else, you want to stay on a consistent track of studying. I really found that calendars worked for me. I like to kind of write everything and schedule everything out. In the beginning when I was studying, I was kind of jumping from one subject to the next. Like, I'd do cars one day, and then I would do psych-social one day, and then I would go to chemistry or something. And there was just too much flip-flopping in my mind. Like, I actually ended up making this calendar, which just a little printable calendar that I found on the internet, and just kind of color coordinated it and stick to one thing a week. I found that that's been really good for me. So just kind of finding, again, like, it's such a reoccurring theme through this whole thing, is just find things that work for you. But it really helps when you find things that are specific to you and your learning style, and not just what's offered and what's out there, you know? Number 4, I would say it is okay to start over. And it's really funny and ironic for me to say today, just because I did start over my entire learning of the physics section. I felt like I wasn't quite grasping the math of it. It's equation heavy, it's very math heavy, and we know we're not allowed a calculator, and we do have to memorize a lot of these equations, like all the equations we have to pull from memory. So I felt like I was kind of passively studying to remember the equations, just kind of going through them on Anki, and it wasn't really clicking. So now I'm going back through, I'm looking up YouTube videos, like I am doing practice problems for each of the equations as they come up, and I feel like that'll be a lot more solid for me to kind of understand it, fully grasp it, if you will, of how those equations work and when to use those equations. So it's okay if you are studying one way and you're like, I don't know, maybe halfway through you feel like you've been studying for a while and you're just like, if I was to take an exam right now, I wouldn't understand what's going on. That's okay. Like, it's better to spend a little bit more time studying than to waste the money on the cost of registering and showing up for an exam and you're just not ready. So it saves you money in the long run and time. Finally, I wanted to talk about the Miles Down document, which I'm sure if you're familiar with the Premed Reddit space or just Premed communities in general, it's been floating around. It's a document, it's a really large PDF file that has equations and definitions and things. There's a YouTube component of it that one of my coworkers recently told me about, that is a gentleman that kind of follows through each of the pages and goes through and explains everything. And me being like a visual learner, I feel that that has helped me a lot more than kind of reading through things myself. For my content review, I'm not really big on textbook reading. I do need a video to kind of walk me through things, so I'll try to go ahead and link that in the description for this video, but I would definitely recommend, it's a whole playlist and it covers each of the sections of the Mcat and follows the Miles Down Anki deck, which is available to be downloaded. If you just Google it, you should be able to find it somewhere. But yeah, that is everything that I wish I knew, and I hope that this was helpful to you. All right, take care. Bye.